Have you ever looked at a surprising statistic about your community, perhaps about population growth or decline, and wondered if you were truly getting the whole story? It is easy to be swayed by a single number, especially when it is presented boldly. But just like judging a book by its cover, a quick glance at population data can be incredibly deceptive. Indeed, population data can be profoundly misleading without proper context. A raw number or a statistic on its own is truly just a tiny piece of a very large and complex puzzle. It might provide a fragment of information, but it absolutely cannot tell the full narrative or help you genuinely understand the complete picture of what is actually happening in a population. The core reason context is not just important but absolutely essential is that population figures are inherently dynamic and influenced by a myriad of interconnected factors. To genuinely grasp the meaning of any data point, you first need to know asterisk when it was collected. Populations are constantly in flux due to ongoing births, deaths, and significant migration patterns, meaning yesterday's numbers might not reflect today's reality. You also need to critically consider the specific geographic area it covers, whether it is a sprawling metropolitan area, a single city block, or a particular county, as demographic trends can vary dramatically even within adjacent regions. Furthermore, understanding the specific demographics included, such as age groups, income levels, educational attainment, or racial and ethnic composition, provides crucial and deep insight into the makeup and underlying characteristics of that population. Without these vital details, you might easily misinterpret a reported population decline as a negative trend, when in reality, it could simply be a natural demographic shift, like an aging population, or families moving to nearby, newer suburban areas for larger homes and different school options. Context helps you avoid jumping to incorrect conclusions. So, with all these nuances in mind, how can you ensure you are always getting the fullest possible story when presented with population data? First and foremost, make it a habit to always look for beyond just the headline number. Dig deeper. Actively seek out and carefully review the about or methodology section of any report or study. This section will typically explain exactly how the data was gathered, what definitions were employed, and any limitations that might exist. It is also incredibly helpful and wise to compare the data you are examining with other related datasets, perhaps from previous years or from similar geographic areas, to identify trends and anomalies. Finally, cultivating a habit of asking probing questions like, what other factors might be influencing this specific number? Or, what additional information do I need to truly make sense of this? Will consistently lead you to a much richer, more nuanced, and ultimately more accurate understanding of the population data. Let me introduce you to an interesting concept that often arises in data interpretation: the ecological fallacy. This common pitfall occurs when you mistakenly make assumptions about an individual based solely on the characteristics of the larger group or area they belong to. For instance, knowing that a particular neighborhood boasts a very high average household income certainly does not mean that every single resident within that neighborhood is wealthy. Another crucial distinction to master is the difference between absolute numbers and rates. A large city might report a substantial number of people with a specific demographic characteristic, but if its overall population is immense, the asterisk rate or percentage of individuals with that characteristic might actually be quite low when compared to a much smaller city with fewer absolute numbers but a higher proportion. Understanding these subtle yet significant differences is what truly transforms raw, intimidating data into powerful, actionable insights, allowing you to see well beyond simple, isolated figures and truly understand the dynamics at play. Ultimately, developing a keen appreciation for and diligently seeking out the full context surrounding any population data empowers you immensely. It enables you to make for more informed and sound decisions, whether you are actively choosing a new place to live, critically evaluating new local policies, or simply striving to understand the intricate dynamics of your community and its residents better. This commitment to context ensures you are interpreting all information accurately, avoiding common pitfalls that can easily lead to skewed perspectives, and ultimately, unlocking the true, profound power of demographic insights to benefit yourself and your community.